loaded question. There's a lot of things shifting, so to speak. It's a time of great change, but I can single out a couple things. One would be something fundamentally we've needed is more buy-in or engagement from executive level, including boards of directors, to understanding risks to their operating technology or their industrial control systems. And that is on the increase, wanting to understand it and then hopefully wanting to mitigate it. So that's a great way forward. A lot of companies or organizations aren't going to make progress without that. The other piece is a recognition that we've got to upskill our current workforce. So I think there was maybe a fantasy around these 4 people at our entire organization can secure all of our critical infrastructure. We need to upskill everybody. Now relative to particular roles, but everybody needs to better understand the risk to operating technology. And we are seeing large global organizations starting to understand that. Well, I'm a huge fan of collaboration, and hence it's one of the reasons I run a professional association. I do feel like there's so much to be gained by us working better together, and I think many people feel that way. It's interesting, we do our annual survey, we still get a huge number of respondents that say, I can't answer any of the questions, or I can't answer some of these questions you most want to know because of company policy. So it always strikes me as sort of funny. Our data gathering is anonymous, and I do understand risks to reputation, risks to corporate information, but at the end of the day, threat actors do coordinate and they do communicate. Defenders have to do a better job of that. We've got to be able to share information. We've got to figure out how to mitigate corporate risk, legal risk, as opposed to information sharing that we all really need from each other. Upskill your workforce. I am biased because that's an area that I'm very, very invested in. But I think it actually is going to come out as a universal truth. As a former tech entrepreneur, I loved technological solutions. I still am fascinated by new technology. But in security, we talk about people, process, and technology. The people part is huge. You're not going to have the proper process, or you're not going to have people that can follow the process or use technology. It's the people part of that comes before the process and the technology. And we have huge deficiencies when it comes to our workforce. We've got to bring up our workforce. We've got to bring up everybody in our organizations to understand more about this. I'm not saying make everyone into an expert, but I am saying everybody has to know more than they know today about risk to their critical infrastructure. Just excited to be here at the event in Japan, the INCYBER Forum. I've been to Lille, I've been to Montreal, and now I get to experience this in Japan for its first inaugural run. And so great organization, great conferences, and a great commitment. The use of the word forum fits with everything I already shared, because we have to get together. We have to talk, we have to exchange, we got to learn from each other. Defenders have to work together better, and you guys are dedicated to that. So I love you for that, and I'm glad to support and be there.